So problem 47 is dealing with a cell phone service plan. Sprint PCS offers a monthly cell phone plan. And all we're trying to do here, we're given the piecewise function that gives us the uh, the cost depending on how many minutes we use. And so we just have to answer this question. So if by chance you use less than in between 0 and 450 minutes, the cost is going to be a flat 39.99. Okay, so $39.99 as long as you use um, less than or equal to 450 minutes. And then I'll just break out the calculator here and just figure out first here the cost for using 465 minutes would just be so 45 cents times the 465 and then minus the 162.51, and we can just use a calculator for these kinds of problems. 0.45 times 465 and then minus 162.51. So we have $46.74. So $46.74. And that's all the work you need to show for those kinds of problems. 451, well, you just would have to plug in 451. I'm not going to write it all out, but you just have to plug in actually I should write it all out so that reminds you that you should write it all out when you are doing a problem like this, so we know where the numbers come from. Okay, so I could just change that 465 to a 451. If you have a graphing calculator, it's really easy to do this. $40.44. So that's it. $40.44. So it's pretty straightforward. As you can see, you're just finding the value of the function depending upon the input, and when the input is between 0 and 450, like this one was, then you just have a flat rate of $39.99. And if the input is greater than 450, then you would replace x in the second piece with that number, and then we get our answer. For number 49, I wanted to point something out. I meant to tell you in class that you didn't have to do parts C and D. You just need to figure out the answers for parts A and B. Okay, we're not going to be creating any piecewise functions based on the details in these problems or on the retake test. So anyway, what's the cost for 50? So the first 50, first of all, we have a service charge. This is the cost of natural gas. Service charge of $18.95 no matter what. So you're going to have $18.95. That's the service charge, okay? Plus you have the first 50 therms. You're going to be paying at a rate of 0.33372 dollars. That's like a little over 33 cents a therm. But then you have this gas charge also of about 50 cents so per therm. So we're just going to write out the expression, and then we're going to type all that into our calculator and figure out what the answer is. Okay, so we have $18.95 plus 50 times 0.33372, and then plus 50 times the 0.5038, and we get 60. If you want to round this to the nearest penny, we have $60.83. So that's $60.83. Okay, so that's our answer for part A. Our answer for part B, if we use 500 therms, then we still have that same service charge plus 500 times. Now, if we use more than 50 therms, then we're going to pay at a lower rate. That's kind of interesting. Oh, so the first 50 therms you pay at this rate. Okay, so we have to scratch that. So we're going to add 50 therms at that little over 33 cents per therm, plus anything more than 50. So 500 is 450 more than 50, right? So for the extra 450 therms, we're going to be paying only a little over 12 cents per therm. And again, these numbers then would have to add up. That number plus that number must add up to 500. Okay, so it's the first 50 is always going to be at that rate. And then anything over 50 is going to be at the other rate. And then plus the gas charge is just multiplied by, so we're going to take our 500 therms and we're going to multiply it by that little over 50 cents per therm, and we just plug that all into our calculator, and that should give us our answer. So let me see if I can squeeze this. I kind of get it right there. It's easier to leave it over there. All right, so we have our 18.95 plus our 50 therms at the 33-cent rate, 0.33372, plus the 450 other therms in that 500 multiplied by that little over 12 cents per therm. And then plus the 500 therms multiplied by the 0.5038. Did I get all that right? I hope so. So this would be equal to $343 and 16 cents. So for rounding to the nearest penny, that's what we would pay.